After this season ends, we'll of course be heading straight into Fortnite Chapter 6, which we already know quite a bit about, like we know its general theme, what features will be added, and a few more things. Plus, we can also guess what the storyline of Chapter 6 will be as well. Now, before I jump into all of these things, I just want to say that Fortnite Chapter 6 will most likely not be dead. Most people think that Fortnite Chapter 6 will be dead due to the permanent return of Fortnite OG, but this will most likely not be the case, as there still will be tons of people playing Fortnite Chapter 6. In fact, there'll most likely be a tiny bit more people playing Fortnite Chapter 6, but I don't know. Either way, next year, Fortnite will be getting a lot of new players plus returning players, so the game isn't going to die. There'll still be tons of players still playing normal BR, which will then be Fortnite Chapter 6. Now, speaking of this, we know quite a bit about Fortnite Chapter 6. It's confirmed that Fortnite Chapter 6 will have a very Japanese theme to it, being focused around samurai and Japanese mythology, in which if you don't know anything about Japanese mythology, I don't blame you, but I'll get into that later on in the video. Now, Fortnite Chapter 6 will also heavily focus around new gameplay mechanics and parkour too, with new swinging and prone mechanics being added, and most likely the long-awaited wall running mechanics being added to the game too. Now, alongside with this, it's most likely that next chapter will feature the long-awaited first-person mode, and most likely even the return of augments as well. Moving on, Fortnite Chapter 6 will also focus pretty heavily on wildlife. If you didn't know, next chapter we will be getting a forest area that will have a new day and night mechanic, where it will spawn different animals or NPC based on the time of the day, which is pretty interesting, I can't lie. Also, speaking of animals, Fortnite Chapter 6 will feature these new cat-like animals that will have unique expressions, air, water, and basic types, and they'll be related to some upcoming shrines. So this is rather interesting. We're getting these elemental cats next season that will be related to some upcoming shrines. And well, of course, it's no surprise that we're getting shrines next chapter, as Chapter 6 is literally a Japanese-themed chapter, but there will be quite a lot of shrines around the island next season. And alongside with shrines, there'll also be many rivers, plains, and farmlands on the island, and as mentioned, a forest, of course. And it will all be on the Chapter 6 island of Hermes. Yes, if you didn't know, the Chapter 6 island will be named Hermes. So Fortnite is still keeping up with the tradition of naming their islands after Greek gods. And well, the name of the Chapter 6 island is Hermes, in which Hermes is the god of speed and travel. And Hermes is known for his ability to fly with his winged sandals. And well, this could hint at the Chapter 6 island being like Asteria, a floating island, in which it is believed that the Chapter 6 island of Hermes will be another floating island. But that's just a theory. There's no confirmation whatsoever that the Chapter 6 island will be a floating island. Now, as I'm a Fortnite storyline content creator and enthusiast, I am going to try to figure out what the storyline will be for Chapter 6. And well, I have a bit of an idea of what the Chapter 6 storyline will be about. You see, I believe that Chapter 6, or well, should I just say Chapter 6 Season 1, will focus very heavily on elements. Yes, elements, you know, like water, fire, air, earth, you know what elements are. And well, believe it or not, elements are actually very crucial in Japanese mythology. You see, in Japanese mythology, there's this thing called Godai, and well, it's a set of 5 great elements. And well, these elements are wind, earth, fire, and water, you know, like the basics. But what about the 5th element? Well, the 5th and final element in Godai is void, in which void is like emptiness. So it's pretty interesting that this is an element, but as it's a part of Godai, it's different because void is actually extremely crucial to Japanese mythology, with it being the formless essence that connects all other elements and transcends physical matter. Void is also linked to the intangible, the spiritual, and the potential from which all things arise and return. It has been confirmed that the element void will be used in a very unique way next chapter, but we don't really know anything about it. My guess is that maybe around the Chapter 6 island, there's like a void and weird activity going goes on there and we have to look into it or something. We don't really know. But I do believe that this void will have something to do with the shrines next season. In fact, I think these shrines will have something to do with Godai. I think that, like, they may give you some special element ability. Because why would the cats have, like, air, water, and element types of them? So I really do think that next season will focus around Godai with, like, there being skins to represent each element. Well, in Japanese mythology, there are gods that represent each element, so maybe we could see these gods as skins, and it will be a bit like Myths and Mortals. In Japanese mythology, the god of fire is called Kagutsuchi. The god of water is Mizugami, which sounds specifically similar to Mizuki. The god of air is Fujin. The god of earth is Dojin. And the god of void is Amatsu Mikaboshi, in which you would probably notice Amatsu Mikaboshi from Marvel, but he originates from Japanese mythology. And well, Amatsu Mikaboshi, the god of void and other things like chaos and darkness, is actually a very evil and dark being. So maybe this god of void could be like an upcoming villain of chapter 6 and will bring like the void to the island, and like, I don't know, things will get really dark or something. We really don't know. But by looking at all the hints so far, I really do think that there'll be some kind of elemental clash next season. And it will definitely all tie into Godai. Now, alongside with this, there'll of course be other Japanese mythological storyline next season. But as of now, we don't have a single idea of what that will be about. Can I just say, Japanese mythology is actually rather interesting, but rather confusing at the same time. And don't be surprised if you don't really know any of it, because Japanese mythology isn't as popular as Greek and Norse mythology. As Japanese mythology does have gods, of course, but it focuses more on spirits and monsters. Here's a brief 1-minute rundown of Japanese mythology. Japanese mythology starts with Shinto beliefs, which say everything in nature has a spirit or kami. The main origin story of Japanese mythology starts with two gods, Izanagi and Izanami, who made the islands of Japan, and a bunch of other gods, who are the most important figures, and they pretty much created everything to do with Japanese mythology. Their daughter, Amaterasu, is the sun goddess, and she is super important, as she is known as the ancestor of Japan's emperors. Then there is Susanoo, her wild brother, who's the god of storms and causes a lot of chaos. Not on a level of Amatsu Mikaboshi though. But yeah, it's a bit like Greek mythology, all resolving around one family. Now, besides gods, Japanese myths also have tons of awesome creatures like yokai, which are spirits or ghosts, and oni, who are demon-like creatures. But yeah, Japanese mythology has been running through anime and folklore for many years now. And while soon we're gonna be getting a Fortnite chapter basing off Japanese mythology, which is crazy. And although we don't know much about the ties between chapter 6 and Japanese mythology right now, by looking at all the hints, I do believe that chapter 6 will focus a bit on the element side of Japanese mythology, with it all relating to Godai and there being a void, which is actually a really huge source of evil, something like that. We don't know, it's just a theory, bro. But for the last time, I really do believe that Fortnite chapter 6 will focus a lot on elements and Godai. Either way, that's enough with Japanese mythology, and damn, it is really confusing. But I am still very interested in it, and I will learn it for chapter 6. Also, if I made a mistake regarding the Japanese mythology I said in this video, can you just let me know down in the comments so I can properly know for next time? I'll really appreciate that. Now, moving on, it's believed that the story of Pandora's box will continue in chapter 6. Yes, an element of Greek mythology in a chapter based on Japanese mythology. That is pretty crazy, I can't lie. But yeah, recently Hope found out that it is not the end of Pandora's box. There is still more to solve and uncover.
But Pandora's box is a part of something bigger. I can't shake the sense that I'm a part of it too.
And well, as there's more to Pandora's box, this causes Hope to go off-grid.
I don't know where I'm going or when we'll see each other again. So if this is goodbye, it's It's been nice being your sister.
So yeah, it's all pretty mysterious, but it is believed that Hope is actually going to the Chapter 6 island. And well, this is where the story of Pandora's box will somehow continue. And well, I do think that Jones and the Oracle went alongside with Hope to the Chapter 6 island. Or even if Hope isn't heading to the island of Hermes, I do still believe that Jones and the Oracle are going wherever she goes. But I honestly doubt Hope would go anywhere else because they can't kill off Hope in Chapter 6. Like, the story of Hope and Pandora's box is just so built up, Epic just can't straight up discontinue it. It just wouldn't make any sense. So yeah, I do believe that we will see Hope and the rest of the gang in Fortnite Chapter 6. Now, one of the last voicemails that was left by Hope revealed that Hope can pretty much see the future, but she can only see the future by her drawings, which are based off of random things that just come to her mind.
So, turns out, my art can see the future. Well, no, wait. I can see the future, but it only shows up in my art.
Now, before Hope left the island of Apollo, she drew a few doodles on a wall in the grotto. You can see that she drew some hearts, some pizza slices, some stars, some bacon, some really cool and innocent stuff. But when also looking at Hope's doodle board, you can see that she drew a broken TV, which most likely resembles the Nothing TV, and as Hope can see the future and she draws it out, this could mean that the storyline of the Nothing could continue, and maybe it could actually have something to do with the leaked void, but I'm not sure about that. You can also see that Hope drew herself, and again, as Hope can see the future by her drawings, this confirms that Hope's story will continue in Chapter 6. You can also see that Hope drew out a UFO, which could resemble the Lost Reality, but more on that later. But the most appealing thing that Hope drew is the face of the woman who is featured in the thumbnail, Dr. Sloan. And well, it's safe to say that Sloan will return in Fortnite Chapter 6. And this fact is also supported by the voice actor of Sloan, Mara Junot, who replies to a tweet about the graffitied Sloan with a hinting eyes emoji. So it's pretty safe to say that Sloan will return in Fortnite Chapter 6, and while I'm excited for this, we haven't seen Sloan in about a year, and I think that in Chapter 6 she is gonna become a main character in the storyline again, and she will most likely also reunite with Jones.
I guess this is goodbye for this me and that you. But we'll meet again. Reality's not done with us yet. Keep the campfires burning, Jones. Wherever and whenever you go.
And well, Jones really did keep the campfires burning. Now, next chapter will also most likely be where Hope finally meets Sloan, in which I really think Sloan and Hope will have some really interesting discussions, especially about Pandora's box. And well, she could also become a part of the gang with like Jones, Hope, the Oracle, and Peely. So honestly, this would be really cool to see in Chapter 6. Honestly, I can't wait for Chapter 6. I really do think peak storyline is returning, because we got Sloan coming back. We'll also see some new storyline characters next season 2. We've got the Nothing possibly returning, and alongside with this we'll also see a lot of Japanese mythology tying in with the storyline as well. So again, I am really freaking excited for Fortnite Chapter 6. But just one more thing before I end off this video, it's theorized that Chapter 6 will be a continuation of the Mega storyline. Yes, the Mega storyline from Chapter 4 Season 2 with Mega City and of course the Syndicates. Because some people believe that the Chapter 6 island will be based in the reality where Mega City came from. Because remember, a part of the Mega reality, which included a smaller version of Mega City, was rifted onto Asteria. And well, it's believed that soon we'll be heading to that reality where Mega City came from. Now, at the end of Chapter 4 Season 2, we saved Mega City so that it won't be under any threats anymore.
You've done the impossible. You've united the city and reminded us that we need each other.
So, how do we feel about making our hero here an honorary member of the Peace Syndicate?
Of course. And you're getting your own signature menu item at Gila.
If you ever need any backup, we owe you one. Call us, and we'll be there. Keep the peace, hero.
And well, yeah, that's how the mega storyline ended. Just us reuniting a bunch of syndicates and then boom, the city saved. But, the mega storyline just didn't feel complete. Something was just missing, and well, that thing, my friend, was the last reality.
Oh, and all of our intel on the army of the last reality has been corrupted.
If our saboteur is working with them, there's more than an inter-syndicate war coming our way.
Yeah, believe it or not, that was literally the only mention of the last reality in that season. But like, everything was just hinting at a giant war between us and the last reality, but after this specific voice line, it was never brought up again. It was weird, really weird, but I think that this more than inter-syndicate war could possibly happen in Chapter 6. And it's quite a theory in the Fortnite storyline community right now. If Hope can see the future by her drawings, and she drew a UFO and the Nothing TV, this is definitely hinting at the last reality. And the last time the last reality was verbally mentioned was back in Chapter 4 Season 2 Mega, where they wanted to take over Mega City and they would work with the unseen whilst doing this, but the last reality never really got a chance. And also, ever since Chapter 4 ended, we have seen Peace Syndicate arcade machines in places that are not Asteria. Like, there was one in Rebel's Roost, and there is even one on the island right now, yes, on the Remix Island, and this Peace Syndicate arcade machine is just next to a normal blank arcade machine. So, this suspicious use of the specific Peace Syndicate arcade machines could be hinting at something for Chapter 6. And if it is, then it's most likely for the full return of the Peace Syndicate. Well, we don't know, but I do really think that there will be some tie between Chapter 6 and Chapter 4 Season 2, as like, they're both Japanese related. And with all the hints, this is kind of why it's believed that the Chapter 6 island will be in the mega reality. And this is also better for the last reality, because instead of just taking over a city, why don't they take over the whole reality? So yeah, I really do think that the last reality will return at some point next chapter, and there'll be a whole war against them. And this is all where the syndicates could come and help us. And if the last reality do come back, then our chances of seeing the Seven again will increase incredibly. I actually made a video about the Seven and if they're gonna return anytime soon. You should go check it out. The link is down in the description. But as I'm getting a bit too ahead of myself here, just to sum it up, it's believed that the Chapter 6 island of Hermes will be in the mega reality, and this is where we'll continue the mega storyline with the Peace Syndicate and possibly the last reality returning, and it will be like a whole inter-syndicate war against the last reality. But just remember guys, this is all just one big theory, so do take it with a grain of salt. But yeah guys, I was not expecting this video to be that long. Either way though, I hope you all enjoyed it, and well, I'm sorry for really getting ahead of myself in some parts. I'm just really excited for Chapter 6 bro, as like, I really do believe that peak storyline will be returning very soon. Also, if you're wondering why I didn't theorize about the Battle Pass for Chapter 6 in this video, well, I'm planning to do that in a separate video. And that separate Battle Pass video should be dropping soon, as of now, we don't really know anything about next season's Battle Pass. Also, can I just say, Japanese mythology is so confusing, bro, but like, I'm planning to like research a lot of it before Chapter 6 comes, so like, you know, I'm ready, you know? Yeah, I don't know. But again said, I am really freaking hyped for Fortnite Chapter 6. And well, are you guys hyped for Chapter 6? Well, let me know down in the comments. But either way, thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed the video. A like and subscribe would always be appreciated. And why not join the Discord server? Link in description.